Josili Jo, Josili Jo, Josili Jo. Hey Josili Jo.
Hi. So I've been living in Turkey for about 2 years now, and my Turkish sucks. Çünkü Türkçem kolay değil. Türkçem çok zor. Benim Türkçem güzel değil. Those are about the most complex sentences that I know in Turkish, and it's to tell other people, hey, I can't speak Turkish. So I thought it would be a good idea to make a series on my channel where I learn Turkish, and you guys can make fun of me in the comments and help me in the comments. Tell me what words you think it's good for me to know. I haven't been really trying very hard to learn Turkish, and I think that this will get me going. Go along this journey with me to learn Turkish. And this video will have Turkish subtitles, so maybe we could help each other learn. I'll be learning Turkish, and maybe you could learn some English along with me learning Turkish. It's a win-win situation. Alright, so the first word that I learned in Turkish was kaplumba. And I was learning on Duolingo. And for some reason, Duolingo thought, hey, let's teach him the word turtle. Alright, so I thought it'd be a good idea to start off with animals that I know the Turkish word for. And so when I first came to Turkey, I started visiting some of the bars, restaurants in Kadıköy, and one of my favorite bars is this bar named Karga. They have a crow above the door. It's kind of like a hidden bar. When you walk inside, it's all made of wood. It reminds me of Harry Potter for some reason. Yeah, so I learned the word Karga. Karga means crow. Another one that I learned, this restaurant slash bar is in a lot of different places, and it's ayı, which means bear. So I learned the word karga, bear, and there's another restaurant named Fil, which means elephant. So all of these I learned from going to the bars. Some other words I learned was tavuk, balık, and midye. And the reason why I learned these words was because it's on the menu everywhere. I learned pretty quickly that tavuk means chicken, balık means fish, and midye means mussels. So I learned a lot from the menus. So some other Turkish animals that I learned while I was eating at these restaurants learning. I also saw some animals that would come up to me and want to eat the animals I was eating as well. Like cats and dogs and bugs. So I learned the word kedi, which is cat. I learned the word kopek, which is dog. I learned the word böcek,
Yeah.
which is bug, as well as kush, because there's birds everywhere. There's seagulls everywhere, and the seagulls will eat anything. So I have some other stories about that maybe for another day. I've also learned some other words like aslan and kaplan, which is lion and tiger. Lion, which is aslan, was very easy for me to remember because in the Chronicles of Narnia, which is a book series that I loved when I was growing up, the lion in the Chronicles of Narnia, its name is Aslan, and it's kind of like God, basically, in the books. And kaplan, which is very similar to Aslan, is another Turkish name actually, so those two were pretty easy for me to learn. Also, I learned that when you're trying to say good things to a guy, you might be like, you're like a lion, you're like a tiger, go get him!
Aslansın, kaplansın, yaparsın.
Yeah, you're like building up your friend. I would assume it's used in sports maybe, when you're trying to really ramp somebody up. And I also learned another word that's used for girls, which is at gibi, which at means horse. And at gibi, it's like a horse. It's kind of strange because in English, if you said you look like a horse, it would be kind of a bad thing. It would mean you have like a long face. But in Turkish, it means the girl is really beautiful, in good shape. If you treat her badly, she's gonna kick you and it might kill you. So it's a good thing to tell a girl that they're like a horse in Turkish. If you ever go to the United States, don't tell the girl that they look like a horse. It'll be bad. The last one is a word that a lot of people have made fun of me for in Turkey, and it's köpek balığı, shark. The reason why people have made fun of me for this is because while I was in Antalya, I would ask people, are there sharks that swim in this sea? And people would just start laughing at me. And then everybody thought I was afraid of sharks, which I kind of am. But yeah, so I learned the word köpek balığı because people were making fun of me for being afraid of sharks. So yeah, those are the 15 animal words that I already know. In the next installment of this series, I am going to be learning 15 new animal words. If there's any animal sayings or anything that you think I should know that has to do with animals in Turkish, let me know in the comments. I'm really looking forward to reading these comments. I think there'll be some interesting sayings and idioms that I can look forward to reading in the comments. Well guys, if you liked this series, subscribe and hit like. I'll see you next time.